Hello class, this is Dr. Karman Ali. Today I'm going to talk about modalization and modulation. Let's have a look at our first slide. Just wait for a while. Hold on. All right, here we have got the table, which has been taken from Holiday. It shows modality type. There are two types, modalization and modulation. Modalization is divided into two, probability and usuality. Probability is attained to the words like may, might, can, cannot, can be, maybe, and all that. And it is also called indicative type because here you just simply declare something. Whereas there's another type that is called modulation. It has got two types. The first one is obligation. Obligation is achieved through the words like have to, should, right, or all those words, right, which carry force, a force. Then there is one more type here that is called inclination. Uh, if I say, well, I'll do that for you, right? So I'm offering something which comes from my own, right? Okay, that is something which I'm willing to do, right? And so will would indicate basically modulation of inclination, right? Let's have a look at some examples here. Let me erase this first. All right, if you just look at these examples, you will immediately learn that there are two types here, probability and usuality, and these two types are related to modalization. And if you just look at the third and fourth, right, these two are related to modulation. Why modulation? Because there is a sense of imperative in third and fourth, right? And there is a sense of probability in first and second. As you already know now, that modulization has two types, probability and usuality, whereas modulation has two types, obligation and inclination. So if you just read these sentences, you'll come across some markers. For example, here they have used can't be. In the second one, they have used the word every time, which shows usuality. In the third one, they have used the model operator should, right? Which gives a sense of responsibility or something like that. And the fourth one, they have used the word want, right? Which is considered to be a model of scores. So it shows that someone is willing to do that, right? So I believe that you've understood the difference between sorry, not modality, modalization and modulation, and you've understood that these two types actually form modality. Remember that, please. Let's go ahead now. Let me erase this first. All right, here we have got one more topic that is modality orientation, and you already know modality has two types. The first one is modalization, the second one is modulation, right? Now, when we talk about orientation, that means basically what strategy we are taking to show modality. Now, let me use the marker to explain this. Okay. Here we go. There can't be a flaw in our software. You can see the marker over here that is can't be, and if it's can't be, it is basically It is basically probability, right? So it is modulization. Okay. Now, why has it been termed implicit and why this is called subjective implicit? These two questions uh, you need to actually ask, or you need to have answers for, right? Okay. There can't be a flaw in our software. We know that it shows probability, so this is definitely modelization. But this has been termed as subjective implicit. Why implicit? Because this modelization is occurring within one clause, right? Whenever it is shown in one clause, it's implicit. Why is this subjective? Because model operator is being used over here. Now, this one also subjective because model operator is being used here, but this one is objective because over here they're using mode agent instead of model operators, right? Okay, let's have a look at the next example. Okay, now here we have subjective, objective, explicit. Now, if we just think about that, I believe there is no flaw in our software. Uh, we 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 can note two clauses here, and as I told you earlier, also, if there are two clauses, and in one of the clauses, uh, modality is being shown, right? Then it is explicit. Now let's find out why the first one is subjective and the other two are objective, because there is a pronoun used here. The pronoun has been used, right? Okay, that's why this is subjective. There is no pronoun, personal pronoun being used here. There is no personal pronoun being used here. That's why these two are objective explicit and this one is subjective explicit, right? Let's have a look at one more table, which will sum up everything. Just wait for a while, please. Let me erase this one. Okay. Okay, now okay, I have to show you the next slide. All right, so here we have examples, explicit, implicit, subjective, objective, and very quickly we are going to recap that. Let me use the marker. It's explicit, this is implicit, this is subjective, this is objective, and we see that these all are the instances of modality. There are two types here, modulation and modelization, right? Uh, why the first one is modelization? Because it says, I think Maria is here. There is a sense of probability. Why the second one is also in an instance of modelization? Because there is a sense of uh, probability here, right? Okay, why the second one is modulation? Because there is a sense of imperative here. She should be here. Here also we can see that there is a sense of imperative. Okay, now we can differentiate between modelization and modulation based on probability and imperative. Now, why this one is explicit? Because there are two clauses. Why this one is subjective? Because they are using personal pronoun, right? I, okay, in both these clauses, right? Why this one is implicit? Because it's a single clause. Why this one is the subjective? Because they are using model operator here. This one is also subjective. They are using model operator here. Why this one is objective? Because there is no personal pronoun being used here. Why this one is explicit? Because there are two clauses. Why is this one objective? Because there is no personal pronoun involved here. Why is this one uh, objective? Because there is no model operator being used here. and there is no model operator being used here also. I hope class you have understood all of this. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself. You have exam tomorrow. I wish you good luck for your exams. Bye.